I'm gonna do a little maintenance on my 3rd gen Escalade today. It's probably one of the biggest things you have to worry about when you buy one of these used, and that is doing the suspension. This is a 2010 Escalade ESV Platinum, but all of the 3rd gens, 07 to 14, are the same. It's the same issues for the newer ones, but this video is gonna show you what to do with these 3rd gen vehicles. This also goes with the Tahoe, Suburbans, Denali's, Yukons, all of these with the same suspension. The big thing when you buy one of these is the suspension can be very bad and very rough. I've had this Escalade for 2 years now, and the suspension keeps getting worse and worse, so it's about time to do something with it. This particular vehicle has the Z95 suspension, the MagnaRide with electronic control, auto leveling with air shocks in the back. Those are also blown, but I'm gonna only do the front suspension today, and I'm gonna show you why in a second. The biggest thing is the struts and the shocks get all locked up and they ride like crap. So this thing's been pretty bad going over bumps, and now it's been making a strange noise. So I think one of the front struts is finally locked up. I'm gonna show you that the tire's at different levels right now. So I'm pretty sure that's what the problem is. When I change out these front struts, I'm gonna do the unpopular thing, and I'm gonna put the Z95 electronic MagnaRide back in. Most people do a conversion, and then you have to trick the ride sensors in the electronic dampening so you don't get any warning lights on your dash. I'm gonna put the original ones back in. This vehicle has 180,000 miles on it, so these have been changed before. This will probably be the last time I do it. The next time I'll probably convert it because it'll have over 200 and something thousand miles on it. But for now, today, I'm gonna put the stock ones back in. The best part is you can buy these struts on Amazon. That's where I got these. I'm going to put the link for these in the description so you guys can click on that link and buy them for your vehicle. You just have to make sure that you are buying the correct ones. These are the Z95 MagnaRide shocks. At the time I made this video and bought these were $289 a piece, so it's not that bad. They're a little bit more expensive than if you convert it, but if you want to keep that ride, I would suggest buying these. I will leave the link for these struts in the description so you guys can click on these and buy them. All right, so here's what I'm working with. This is my Escalade. It is a 2010, but this will work for all the 3rd gen full-size SUVs, Tahoe, Suburbans, Yukon, Escalades, all of those. So as you can see, this side is not where the noise is coming from. This is pretty much the correct ride height. It is up on jack stands right now. So this is with the suspension sagging. And if you come over to this side, you can see that this wheel is still stuck up in the air, and you can tell the difference. If I go down low, if I can get this to look without the shadows, this tire is higher up than that, and this is a very level driveway, and it's on the same jack stand settings. So this is from the front. You can see the difference between the two. The passenger side is the one that has a lot of the noise, so I'm going to do that one first to make sure that's what is wrong with this. But as you can see, that strut is locked up. I was planning on doing it this year anyways, and then since the noise was happening, it is the time now. These are the two struts like I showed you already. The only problem is that they don't come complete. You have to swap everything over. So I got to take the other strut out complete, and then take the spring and everything off. All right, so I got both the wheels off. You might not be able to tell in this video, but you can definitely see that this is a lot more compressed. Obviously it is locked up. If I go over to the other side, over here on the other side, you can see that the shock is probably pretty much where it's supposed to be. So, you know, this one might still be good, but it definitely is a very rough ride anyway. So obviously I'm just going to do both at the same time. To take out these shocks, it's actually very easy. There's 2 bolts down here on the bottom, and there's 3 nuts at the top that you can get from underneath the hood. So if you take out these 2 right here, and then there's 3 nuts on the top right here, the shock will come out. If you have the MagnaRide like I do, you can pop these off. The sensors right here, it has a spring clip that you push in, and that pulls right off. And then you got to pull off these electrical connectors, and then you can have the 3 nuts right there. Obviously I live in New England and this is a very rusty car. I'm sure if you guys live in the South that you know, don't have any of these issues with the rust. These nuts will probably come off anyways, easy, but you know, it is what it is. It's the same thing on this side. This side has a couple hoses in the way, but down there is the electrical connector. Pop that off, and it's got the same 3 nuts down there for this side too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off these shocks, and then we'll have a look to see how compressed they really are. As you can see right here, I got the bottom bolts right out. They are 2 15mm sockets, one on each side right here, one on each side, 15mm. I took it off with air impact. As you can see, this strut's collapsed like 2 inches, so that's why I'm getting a very horrible noise coming from this. The other side came down like it should have, so this side is obviously the worst side of the struts, so that's why we're changing this. So now I'm going to get to the top nuts. There's 3 on each side, and then the shock will come out. These are all 18mm sockets, so grab an 18mm and an impact or a big ratchet and some extensions and take those out from underneath the hood, and then we should be able to wiggle these right out of here. Here are all the struts right here. This one right here is the right side, this one is the left side. As you can see, it is, you know, 2 inches shorter. It was definitely collapsed. It was definitely giving me a very horrible ride, very noisy, hearing creaks and everything. And then you can see them next to the new ones. This side, this left side is probably the same height. That one's not collapsed, but obviously it was probably blown. So if you guys are looking at these Escalades or Denali's and they have the MagneRide and all that, see the oil that is on this strut? That is a sign that this strut was already bad. So if you guys are looking at used ones and you see this and it does not ride good, then you need to be well aware you could be spending $1,000 to fix that problem. This one right here isn't oily. It still didn't ride that good, but this is a very big telltale sign that there's something wrong with the suspension. So it's just something to look for if you guys are looking at these used. And as you can see, these struts have the same part number. These are all AC Delco, the correct ones. So that's the part number off of these struts. Like I said, you can get these on Amazon. When I bought these were $289. If you're going to the dealer, they're gonna probably charge you double that. So if you are doing stuff like this at your house, follow that link. It probably only took about 10 minutes to get each of these out. It really wasn't a big deal. If GM sold these as an assembly, you could pop the new ones right in and be done, but unfortunately they don't. So we're gonna have to take these apart and swap everything over onto the new strut. This is the MagneRide that you need to take off if your car is equipped with it. These are a little rusty, so I'm hoping that I can get these off. If not, then I might have some more issues I need to deal with, but hopefully I get those off. The bushings look all right. The big thing is that these springs can be very tough, so you guys either need to go to a shop and pay somebody to compress these to get them off, or if you can trust yourself, you can use some of the at-home spring compressors. People have good luck with those and people have bad luck with those, so you guys just need to be aware that you might need to bring them to a shop and pay a little bit of money to have the springs swapped over, if that's what you need to do. So I'm gonna get everything swapped over now. Hopefully I can get these nuts off and everything is good with that, and then we'll see about install. All right, so it's the next day and I had to give everything to my buddy to help swap over the springs. I did not want to do it with the at-home spring compressors, so I had him do it for me. It cost me a little bit of money, but it's money well spent. He took care of it and I did not have to try to hurt myself with the spring compressors. So that is done and I have the shocks in right now. This is the new one on the driver's side. Everything's bolted in. There are the two 15mm bolts down here, the three 18mm nuts on top, so that is all tight. Same on this side. This is the side that was compressed, so everything fits the way it should. There is nothing wrong with these struts anymore. So now I'm gonna put my wheels and tires back on and lower it down. As you can see, everything is looking good. Everything worked out great. Everything's the same height now. I don't have a collapsed strut, so that is obviously very nice. I'm hoping that this thing is gonna ride like a Cadillac again. So very easy to do. The only big thing to worry about is compressing the springs and swapping everything over. Like I said before, in the description, there will be the link to these struts that you can buy on Amazon. They're probably the cheapest price that you can find. They're a pretty good price. So I'm gonna leave that link down there. I will leave some others for some other stuff to build up these shocks. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If anybody has any other questions, just let me know. Thank you for watching.